New information. This severe
Alright, I
considerable
think I'm
destructive thunderstorm
streaming now.
warning has been
Alright,
updated.
well, good morning if you're just joining me. Maybe good night wherever you're at, or good evening where you're at. Uh, let's see. Yeah, good evening wherever you're at right now. Uh, I was coming on here because there was some tornado warnings issued in the Texas Panhandle, a couple of minutes ago, but they've since been canceled or ended up in the Texas Panhandle near Amarillo and Lubbock area. So the tornado warnings have gone. I'm probably not going to be on here very long unless we get another tornado warning issued. I'm trying to pull up the Lubbock radar real quick and see. There's a huge supercell actually out in the Texas Panhandle near Lubbock. If I can get this to work. Out near Earth, Texas. There's other severe thunderstorm warnings back into, let's see, what is that? The Queen, I think, or not the Queen. Baca, New Mexico. And back over into Plainview. I think the most impressive one right now is probably this one up to the north of Littlefield, Texas, in the Panhandle. It's got a little bit of broad rotation on it, but nothing concerning right now. Like I said, those of you just joining me, I jumped on here because there were some tornado warnings issued a few minutes ago, within probably what the last 30 minutes ago. But those are now gone. So, like I said, I don't know that I'm going to be on here very long at this point, just because it's late. It's about 1 a.m. right now. So, yeah, right now it's just a little bit of severe thunderstorms, and I got to check uh, velocity here. There's a little bit of broad rotation again, too. Probably more so just strong winds near Canyon right now. Nothing too crazy. Probably some 70, 80 mile an hour winds there. Maybe 60 mile an hours. Nothing crazy though right now. The severe thunderstorm warning. I'll pop that up here so you guys can see it. This one's for Armstrong County, Randall County, and Carson County, and Potter County until 1:45. So about another hour on this one. This one's moving northwest at 25 miles an hour. So a little bit of weird, unusual storm motions on these. Hazard 60 mile an hour wind. So this is almost marginally severe, but there was some tornado warnings on this just a little while ago, and check and see here. See if we'll have to watch this one and just see if the rotation, um, see if the rotation ends up picking up a little bit. I gotta turn my pin tool on here so you guys can see it. Oops, push that out of line. Function to move that. Let's see. See if I can even draw on the screen right now. Yeah, it's not even showing up. I gotta turn that on too. I think I forgot to turn on my hand tool again. Let me pick the proper application. Presentify. There we go. So now you guys can see when I draw on the screen. So yeah, right now I'm kind of just not trying to draw an arrow, but right now I'm just kind of watching this broad circulation near Canyon, Texas. Again, nothing crazy right now. Right now, nothing crazy. Check shear rate. Shear rate doesn't have anything really showing up either right now. So that's just probably some wind. And again, this is severe threshold warnings for 60 mile an hour winds and marginally severe hail. Minor damage to roofs, sidings, and trees. I don't even have a. It doesn't even really show any hail up on the warning text right now either. It's just 60-mile-an-hour wind, and it's all radar indicated. Maybe a little bit of small, like pea-size hail in that. Hail sizes doesn't show much really of anything right now. And then everything to the south of that is not severe. But Amarillo Metro is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now.
This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
But, all the tornado warnings have actually now been canceled for now. And if I show you guys this one on reflectivity, this one near Earth, this one's a beast. And looking at it on radar, you can see it's out by itself right now. It's not part of any thunderstorm cluster or anything, so it's out by itself, and it's got a lot of room to breathe right now. Looking at hail size, I mean, that's showing radar estimate of about 4-inch hail to the south of Earth, Texas. And you can see there's two severe thunderstorm warnings inside of each other. This one's moving east at 10 miles an hour, tennis ball size hail, and 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So the hail right now is the biggest hazard with that. And if I turn it over to shear rate again on this storm, we'll see if maybe a little bit of spin in there. We're definitely going to have to watch it.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Definitely got to watch it and see if it does anything. I got to switch my audio source there real quick. So yeah, maybe a little bit of spin in there right now. I mean, it's not. Alarm bells aren't sounding right now. Right now, it just looks broad. It would be this green and this red area. If that starts to come together, that could be a little bit of a concern. There were multiple tornadoes out in this part of Texas, though, earlier today. This afternoon and in this evening. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go out and chase those. I had to work today. But continuing to watch this one near Canyon too. See, I'm gonna put it in dual mode so we can see both the reflectivity and the base reflectivity, and I mean it's really maintained about the same. It doesn't look like it's necessarily tightening up, and again, these are moving off to the northwest. What was the speed on it again? Moving northwest at 25 miles an hour as this cluster of storms is moving. I don't know where they're getting a northwest motion out of that. That looks more northeast. But we'll definitely continue to watch this. And a couple of flood reports going on right now too. About 8 miles east-southeast of Bushland in Randall County, Texas. Flood's been reported there. And I thought I saw a tornado report a little bit ago, but I'm not seeing it on my screen anymore. Let me look and see. 11:36 p.m. A tornado was reported in Randall County near Canyon. Preliminary report noted debris in a church parking lot across the street from the location reported. So there was a tornado that caused a little bit of damage back in, kind of out near Canyon, and that's the one that was warned. Sure, if I go back, you can see the tornado report on there now, but that's from earlier, and you can see how quick that tornado warning was there, and then it was gone. This is not live. This is not live right now. This is a few minutes ago. There is a new tornado warning actually for this storm that I'm talking about right now. I do real quick just want to look and see if there's maybe a little bit of weak debris kind of close to Canyon, but that was earlier. That's not currently right now. We're going to switch back real quick because now there is a new tornado warning coming for this storm near Canyon. It has tightened up just a little bit. It's not overly concerning right now, but nonetheless, again, there is a tornado warning that just got issued. That's going to go until 1:30 in the morning. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado located over Mescalero Park or near Canyon, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. So if this tightens up, it's going to be coming
A new radar-indicated tornado warning has been issued.
Yep, and there's the tornado warning just came through on the alerts. If this thing continues on its current track, it's going to be... Right now, it's north of Canyon, sitting along I-27. So if it continues on its current track, it'll be towards places like Lake Tanglewood and Zeta, and eventually approaching the south.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
It'll be approaching eventually places in the southern parts of the Amarillo, city of Amarillo, and I can't remember the name of the county that Amarillo's in, Potter County. It'll be approaching those places here in the next little bit. Again, moving off to the northeast at 25 miles an hour, and again, it's going to be this area right here that we're looking at, north of Canyon along I-27. So if you know anybody right now traveling along I-27, I'd highly advise you to tell them to get off I-27 and just take a, stop and take shelter. And if you live in that area, lowest level, most center part of the home or structure that you're in. I'm going to zoom in real quick on this radar. We'll keep an eye on it over here on Radar Scope, because I'm going to try to go over to my other screen real quick. And I'm going to try to go over there real quick and try to see if I can find any cameras along I-27. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to keep an eye on it on the other screen, but I'm hoping I'm going to be able to find maybe a camera or something in that area.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
Again, this is going to be a tornado warning for Randall County in Texas until 1:30 a.m. Nothing confirmed on the ground right now, but again, certainly something to watch. The storm is capable of producing a tornado. Again, it's not crazy. Excuse me. It's not crazy wrapped up or anything like that. Let's see if I can find a tech stock camera, though. New flash flood warning, by the way, just came out for Armstrong, Deaf Smith, and Randall County, and that's probably this storm right there. I mean, that's dumping some rainfall for sure. Let me go back over here. It does look like it does look a little bit stronger of a couplet in the last scan. Nothing too necessarily crazy, but it's going to be this area right there that I just circled that we're looking at.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Gonna pop the reflectivity up real quick. And yeah, I mean, the hook looks a little bit more pronounced too than it did a minute ago. So again, tornado warning. So if you're in places like Timber Creek Canyon, Lake Tanglewood Palisades, along I-27, it's actually on top of I-27 right now. So lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you are in. And it's going to be that area right there that I just circled well. Not really showing up too well on here. But I will... It's going to be in that area, that blue area that I just circled right there. That would be your area of concern right now. I'm going to pop up correlation coefficient, though, and just see if there's anything showing up. I don't believe there's going to be. Yeah. It's not really tight enough right now where I think there is a tornado on the ground right now, but that could change at any minute. And in the last scan, the velocity weakened just a tad bit, but nonetheless, there's definitely radars indicating some rotation there. Still trying to get a TechStock camera up real quick. Unfortunately, TechStock doesn't have great cameras where you can actually see live video, at least at the last that I saw. I think they're every minute or so, but you never know. We might be able to turn this on and might see something. You never know. But last I knew, TechStock cameras only took a grab every few minutes. Switch back to analyst on my screen. Y'all can't see this right now. but still looks about the same on analyst as well. It's not crazy. I'm gonna check NROT. NROT's not crazy, so shear rate's not crazy high with this. And Amarillo District. Just trying to find some traffic cameras real quick that I might be able to maybe keep an eye on this thing. And it gets about 1:08 in the morning, so if you know anybody in the areas that I was showing you guys on there, again, that's going to be near Timber Creek Canyon, Palisades, Lake Tanglewood. If you know anybody in those areas, give them a heads up, give them a call, let them know they are under a tornado warning, especially if you don't think that they know. This is going to be near I-27 right now, getting ready to cross if it hasn't already crossed I-27. Still trying to pop some cameras up real quick. Let's see. I don't know if there's any traffic cameras in this area or not. Looks like they're all image unavailable right now, so yeah. I-27 at I-40. But I think again this is going to be still images. 106. Yeah, so they're only updating every couple of minutes. They don't have live cameras in Texas.
New information. This flash flood warning has been updated.
Yep. They don't have any live updating cameras, and half the cameras right now say image unavailable, so I can't really show you guys a live picture because the camera system's not great in Texas. It does look like it has kind of broadened out a little bit, though, in the last scan. I mean, it doesn't look like it's tightened up like it had been. You can see the green's a little bit more spread out. That's a good sign as far as things go right now. So I'm going to switch back to analyst since TxDOT doesn't have cameras. I was hoping that they would, but yeah, it doesn't look like anything's changed with them. They still don't do live cameras in Texas. So this is a little bit better of a more high quality radar image. Again, this is going to be places right now. This is pretty much over Canyon. Well, the area of concern right now is north of Canyon along I-27. And eventually this will be moving a little bit more towards Lake Tanglewood. So again, if you know anybody that may be asleep right now and they are in this tornado warning, it looks like they've cut Canyon out of the tornado warning. So if you're in Canyon, you're in the you're safe right now. You're safe if you're in Canyon. Oh my gosh, this is all
new information. This
up.
Tornado warning has been updated.
So yeah, that's just updating the polygon. And again, nothing confirmed right now. Radar kind of broadens out on the last scan as well. But we're still tracking it. It definitely doesn't look as impressive. I want to go back down to that other one near Earth, Texas right now too. It's showing some weak velocity, but if you look at it, definitely it's trying to get a hook going again. Shear rates kind of come up on it a little bit. Shear rates definitely coming up when you start to get those brighter greens in there. And we're also seeing a increase in lightning. So when you get that, that's kind of a sign typically the storm is strengthening. And if I go to Vils, you can see Vils is just absolutely maxed out right now. We're sitting at 127 on Vils. So what that means is that's basically just the storm strength. That's just the strength of the storm. And if I look at Vils and VILD, which is Vil density, both of those are pretty much pegged out on this storm near Earth right now. Looking at hail, let me go back to the hail real quick. Hail size is still showing 3-inch hail at least. So, that would be tennis balls, baseballs. Actually, it's now saying DVD size hail. So this is DVD size hail right now on Earth. East of Earth along U.S. Highway 70. And this is approaching U.S. Highway 385. DVD size hail could absolutely severely injure, or kill somebody. So that is a very significant size hail to the south of Dimmitt. And this is moving off to the northeast. I believe this one was also moving at about 20 miles an hour as well. Let's see, moving east at 10 miles an hour. So it's moving a little bit more east, northeast. But Oilton, Hart, you're not under the severe thunderstorm warning just yet, but here in a little bit, you could be. And again, this is National Weather Service is saying DVD size hail. This is a very destructive storm, so that's why we got the considerable severe thunderstorm warning on that. So again, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect on this one until 1:45 a.m. I definitely believe that they're going to extend that. Going back to reflectivity on this one real quick before I jump back to the one to the north. It's definitely trying to. Looks like it's just continuing to try to develop that hook, and it's it's kind of going back and forth between. It's kind of going up and down as it approaches Spring Lake. So people at Spring Lake, I would definitely advise you to take definitely lowest, most center part of your home or building that you're in away from windows, just due to the hail, threat. And if you're in a vehicle and you're along US 70 and US Highway 385, I would definitely advise that you get to some covered shelter, because that's hail that could easily go through your windshield and severely injure or kill you. I mean, that's extremely destructive hail. That just kind of shows you too how much instability we have in the environment still out there in the atmosphere. And going back to that tornado warning, it's still broadened out.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Still pretty broad as it approached Tanglewood. It's probably it doesn't have as impressive features as that one to the south. So that's certainly some good news. Certainly some good news as it gets ready to enter the southeast portions of Amarillo, or the Amarillo Metro around the loop. Amarillo right now, you don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings. Or, well, you are under severe thunderstorm warning, but you don't have any significant, nothing too crazy right now. All the hail is definitely to your south, and that's not very large hail, but a tornado warning does remain in effect on this storm. And we could, see it ramp up any time. So definitely still, even with the velocities being a little bit more broad, again, we're looking kind of in this area for any tightening up, but we're not really seeing that right now. It's not looking too tight. So I'm going to kind of jump between this storm down here, and it looks like that core is just ramped up. That core has gotten a lot bigger. It's getting close to 3.5-inch hail where I sample it. Let's get a little bit closer to 3.5-inch hail, and again, that's approaching U.S. Highway 70 and U.S. Highway 385. Definitely going to have some busted windshields, and again, if you know anybody in that area, definitely tell them, if they're driving, tell them to get off that highway and take some shelter. Not sure where they're going to take shelter, because I don't know that Spring Lake has a whole lot there, but if they can find some cover, either that or they need to go back towards Oilton if they are east of the storm, and back toward Earth if they're not. If they're on the highway. And if they're in Sunnyside, they need to go north. But that's some very large hail. Again, the National Weather Service is saying DVD size hail for the storm. Well, they've now changed it. They've updated the text.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
They've updated it again. This is in Lamb County, Texas. And Castro. So we'll see what the new warning text says. This says baseball, but that core is more intense than it was when it was saying DVD size. I think this is probably actually well, it was probably DVD sized hail back to the southwest of Earth for almost 5-inch hail. Now it's showing 3.5-inch hail, which is baseball. And if anybody's in the chat, if anybody's watching, let me know where you're watching from right now. Just curious where you're watching from. Go back up to that tornado warning storm real quick.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
They now have a tornado warning back in Debaka. I'll open up another radar screen here real quick, and we'll go check that one out. And that's going to be again in New Mexico. Let me pop up radar scope real quick while I open up that new radar screen, and it still continues to broaden out. So we'll see if they end up continuing that warning or not. Beth Galloway, thank you for watching from Napoleon, Missouri. Appreciate you watching from Napoleon, Missouri. Luckily, it doesn't look like y'all are going to get any storms tonight. Should be quiet for you guys up there. I'm trying to go and trying to go back and trying to open up a new radar screen real quick of this Debaka, New Mexico storm, because that one does have a tornado warning on it. I didn't realize that had been issued. Which I think that's NWS Las Cruces, maybe. Let's see. That's going to be to the. It's going to be near Fort Sumner. That's going to be Albuquerque office. So I'm going to open up a National Weather Service window. So right now it's just radar indicated. It's not confirmed tornado there in New Mexico. Nothing confirmed on that one right now. That's going to be west of Clovis. But again, near Fort Sumner. Can actually zoom out here and just change radar sites. And I've now gone into Arizona with this. Let me reposition my radar. And figure out which radar is going to be close. I think FDX is going to be our best radar. So we'll zoom in real quick and we'll see just kind of how this thing's looking. So again, this is going to be south of Fort Sumner, moving to the northeast along Highway 6084. Does it look...
A new radar indicated tornado warning has been
We have
issued.
another new tornado warning in Carson County, Texas. So we'll go back to that here in a second. So we have more tornado warnings again, but I do want to just show you guys this tornado warning here again in New Mexico. This one's broad too, but it could tighten up again, and we're going to be looking kind of in this area. If there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be somewhere in that area. But it does look like the hook's getting a little bit more well pronounced. Can't talk, it's late. Just finishing up getting this other radar screen, this third radar screen open. Switch off of Wi-Fi here. Hopefully this will help things move a little bit faster. But again, this is we got multiple tornado warnings now. We've got one to the south of Amarillo moving to the northeast, and then another one in Carson County, Texas. Give me just 1 second. I'm trying to open up another radar screen real quick so that I can show you guys a little bit better picture of a little bit clearer radar image of the one back in New Mexico. And again, that one's going to be near Fort Sumner. So, come on. See if it wants to switch. The hook's definitely getting a little bit more pronounced though, so definitely again something we need to keep an eye on. Tornado warning for Randall County has been allowed to expire, by the way. So Randall County, that storm that we were watching a little bit after I jumped on here to the south of Amarillo, that one has expired. But the one again in New Mexico, that one's a little bit tight, or a little bit tightening up. It's not just to put everybody at ease. I don't see anything that shows me any kind of tornado on the ground confirmation. I don't see any kind of anything there, and I haven't seen any reports from the National Weather Service of anything.
New information.
But as you guys can see, this one's kind of also out.
Destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
It's a little bit more out by itself as well. That blue box there is actually a mesoscale discussion. If I get a chance, we'll talk about that here in a few minutes too. Of course, Windows is crashing programs, so just doing
new information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has
been updated. Go back to that storm in Carson County and Carson and Lamb County in Texas that we were talking about. It's got 3-inch hail on it right now, so they've updated that one to reflect that. I don't know what the warning text says right now. I'm trying to get back to that one. They're saying 3-inch hail, and that's the one that we were talking about just a few minutes ago. They were reporting DVD size hail, which is absolutely insane. That's extremely large hail. Again, that could certainly severely injure, if not kill somebody, if they get hit by that. So that's significant. That's significant hail. Looks like they have canceled the tornado warning, by the way, or they've expired the tornado warning back in Baca County, New Mexico, near Fort Sumner. So that's some good news there. Right now we've only got one tornado warning and currently no confirmed tornadoes. So again, that's good news there if you're in Baca, New Mexico. I'm going to jump back up though. Jump back into Texas real quick because I want to go back to that tornado warning that we have now in Texas. Again, that's going to be the Panhandle. We still need to watch that Fort Sumner storm because it's definitely still got a hook on it. We'll see if that does anything and ramps back up or anything. The velocities have come down though, so that's again some good news there. But that's still a destructive thunderstorm near Fort Sumner, New Mexico. And severe thunderstorm warning expires in 2 minutes. We'll see if they reissue it. I would imagine that they would because they still got some quarter-size hail with 60-mile-an-hour winds. And it certainly would look that way. A little bit more intense storms, too, near the Texas-New Mexico state line north of Clovis, northeast of Clovis. So heads up if you live in that area. But again, I want to come back to this tornado warning that we now have to the east of Amarillo. Again, this is going to be in Carson County, Texas. And yeah, velocities is certainly there on this one. It's got, you can see the hook right there. And if there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be somewhere, it's going to be within this area, a little bit displaced from the tip of the hook, but I think that's just because there's a little bit of variance in my radar data here. Let me get you guys a time though. See if I can get a time on this real quick.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
And again, that severe thunderstorm warning continues for Castro and Lamb counties until 1:45 a.m. And that's for a severe thunderstorm capable of producing 3-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Located 5 miles east of Earth, moving northeast at 10 miles an hour. So that thing's not even really moving all that much, and it's just dumping hail, dumping very large hail. So yeah, that's a very destructive, powerful storm. I think I can get this to work now. Trying to switch back to my more high-res radar. My more high resolution radar, and show you guys this Carson County storm. This radar is not showing quite as much strong rotation. I really do think that radar scope kind of overdoes things a little bit sometimes. Makes things look a little bit more intense than they really are. Not sure what causes that, but I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. Because my other radar does not look quite that intense, as you can see there. It's not showing up as great. Still definitely a little bit of a little rotation in that. We're seeing that there, and I think that would correlate to the hook now on this radar. We're not really as delayed. I can show you guys that if I switch to one panel. If I switch back to one panel mode and go to my velocities. Certainly to me looks like that correlates with that hook now. Yeah. That correlates with that hook. New severe thunderstorm warning just got issued, by the way, for hail in Lamb counties in the Panhandle of Texas. The hook does look actually like it's getting maybe a little bit stronger on this one. So we really do got to watch this one. I'm just going to check CC just for the heck of it. I don't see anything that looks to confirm a tornado on the ground, but I want to look at the velocity. We need to keep an eye on the velocity. So I'm gonna check shear rate real quick, and we'll see. Shear rate. I think it's still loading the image. I don't think anything's actually loaded there. It's not showing anything there, but could just be a false radar image. And this one, again, that hook just looks like it's kind of getting itself organized still. They did put a tornado possible tag on that hail and Lamb.
A new destructive thunderstorm warning has been issued.
On that hail and Lamb County. And I believe that's going to be this one. Yeah, it's going to be this one right here. Again, that's out by itself. Or is that the right one? Where's the hail? Where's Hale County? That's Lamb County. Okay, yeah, it is this one.
New information.
As it gets ready to
this
come into
severe
hail
destructive
or into
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Look at this one on velocity real quick. It's definitely got some spin in it right now. It's definitely got some spin in it. Again, nothing crazy. Nothing just
a new
screams
severe
tornado on this
thunderstorm
one.
warning has been issued.
I gotta open this back up again. Something's going on. It actually does. I think we could get a tornado warning on this one. I wouldn't be surprised. This one does kind of tick up just a little bit. This one does continue to tick up just a little bit. And that would be to the south of Spring Lake if anything happens. I believe it would be there. That would probably be the next location for a tornado warning. And tornado warning for Carson County, Texas is going to continue. And reflectivity does correlate to that as well. Shear rate's up too on this one. So this one could be the next one that gets warned to the south of Spring Lake, Texas. And again, this is moving off to the northeast. So this is right along I-27, or no, this is right along US Highway 385 and close to...
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
And close to Highway, I believe, 70, US Highway 70. New flash flood warning is also out for Carson and Gray counties in Texas, by the way, till 5:30 a.m. And that's just because these storms are just sitting and dumping rain and hail, and that's just causing a lot of. It's going to cause some flooding. Again, this one's probably the next one to get warned though. So if you live in places like Circle, northeast of Spring Lake, Oilton, just a heads up, there could be a tornado warning that could get issued for your area next. No tornado warning right now, but if velocity continues to increase here, again, if this begins to tighten up a little bit, we could definitely see them issue a tornado warning. I'm surprised they don't already have one out now. Not that I believe there's one on the ground, but I definitely believe that the storm was capable of producing
a new flash flood warning has been issued
shortly. So that one could be the next one again to get a tornado warning. Again, none of them, it does not have one right now, but that could change in the next few minutes. But I do want to jump back to our active tornado warning right now, and that's going to be this one to the east of Amarillo. This is going to be now to the northwest of Groom, Texas. Still nothing on shear rate on that one. Go back to velocity. Velocity's, I'd say, a little bit more broad than it was. But nonetheless, again, tornado warning is still in effect. So if you live in places like Groom, and really that's the only city that I'm actually showing on my map right now, and eventually coming into Gray County, Texas. If you live in anywhere in the path of this polygon, I would certainly take your tornado precautions. Lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you're in. Most interior part. Away from windows, because a new tornado warning actually just got issued for that storm that we were just talking about just a minute ago, by the way. So I want to go back down there. You can see the tornado polygon on there. So places like Circle, Oilton, and I think this storm actually looks by far the most impressive right now. So if there's one that's looking the most...
A new radar indicated tornado warning has been issued.
So if there's one that's looking more like anything is going to produce tornado, it's probably going to be this one. This is the one that I think is most concerning right now. Shear rate's not really ramped up or anything right now, but certainly concerning. So places, again, like Oilton, Circle, Spring Lake. This is to the south of Spring Lake right now. Just looking at the tornado warning text, radar indicated rotation located 6 miles east of Earth, moving northeast at 10 miles an hour. Tornado and hail up to 3 inches in diameter possible. Again, this is going to be northwestern hail, northeastern Lamb County, and northwest Texas. And that's going to go until 2 a.m. So about 25 minutes left on that. The hook's not as impressive on this one anymore. But again, looking at velocities, and the velocities have come down actually a little bit. I don't see any real negative correlation coefficient with this one. I don't see a tornado debris signature right now, but doesn't mean that this thing won't produce. So certainly I got to keep an eye on that one. Want to jump back to our other tornado warning again, northeast of Amarillo. Look at the velocities on that one too. It's a little bit broad still, but it's getting also, at the same time, it's also getting a little bit more tight. I just want to look and make sure, though, that I'm looking in the right part of the storm, because it's kind of a messy storm mode right now. It's a little bit more of a messy storm mode. But, I mean, it could tighten up. Could tighten up somewhere. Well, not where that is. Somewhere in this box could tighten up here in a little bit.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning
So
has
again,
been updated.
something to... Again, nothing crazy right now, just something to keep an eye on. But the good news with this tornado warning is that they actually have allowed it to expire. So the tornado warning for Carson County, Texas has now been allowed to expire. Again, rotation is still there. It's still spinning, but it's not crazy. Could
New
tighten up
information.
again.
This severe destructive thunderstorm
that area.
warning has been updated.
But it is now a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect. So I'll go back down to the tornado warning that we do have active right now, because we have one tornado warning left active. That's going to be this one near Spring Lake, Texas. It's going to be for Hale and Lamb counties in Texas. Nothing confirmed right now. Nothing confirmed right now. There is, I would say that's a little bit stronger velocity than what we were seeing just a few minutes ago. Right there. So if there's going to be a tornado, probably going to be near south of Spring Lake. Again, that's going to be along U.S. Highway 385 and moving east towards Highway 70. So we'll continue to watch that one. Because, like I said, if anything's going to produce, it's going to be that. And this has large hail on it still. Northeast of Spring Lake, where you'd kind of expect the hail core to be on the storm. About 3-inch hail, maybe even larger. So about tennis, baseball size hail. Again, earlier, this is the same storm we were talking about just a few minutes ago with DVD size hail to the near Earth, Texas. So there was DVD size hail. You definitely don't see that every day. But again, we're watching the storm near Spring Lake, Texas right now. This one has a tornado warning on it. I just want to zoom out real quick and show you. This one's all out by its lonesome right now, and that's concerning because you look, there's nothing to the south of it. It has nothing but warm air to suck in right now. We're looking at temperatures that are let's see, that is 64 degrees over 61 degree dew point. And out there in the Panhandle, even though the temperatures are in the 60s and that's a little bit chilly, that'll still do it. That'll still do, you'll still get tornadoes out of that in the Panhandle of Texas. But it does look like they have allowed all the severe thunderstorm warnings to expire up to the north near Amarillo. So that's some good news. Those are kind of weakening a little bit. None of those are any longer tornado warned. Do want to look at this one out here though near Hale or Hall, Texas, near Turkey. This one could be our next one to go severe. It's got some hail in it, about 1/2-inch hail, maybe 1-inch hail. So that could be our next to go severe thunderstorm warned. Don't really see much for as far as rotation goes with that, but again, that's certainly some one. Excuse me, that we need to keep an eye on. Again, this one's out by itself, and it looks like this one's just kind of trying to organize itself, and we'll see what happens when this little cell out near Quitaki, what happens when that kind of merges into it, because it looks like that's probably going to run into the backside of it, and sometimes it can, a lot of the times it'll kind of kill that storm, choke it off on the inflow. But and we also have the storm down to the south near Flowmont, another one near White Flat, kind of pulsing up, and sometimes that'll kill them, and sometimes it'll almost enhance it. So and temperatures again, that's you're talking about getting toward the really getting toward the Cap Rock there, and it does not take a lot to get tornadoes in the Cap Rock of Texas. But again, they have allowed the severe thunderstorm warning for Armstrong, Carson, Potter, and Randall counties in Texas to expire. They have not reissued it. So right now we only have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. That's going to be for the storms out in New Mexico. And I want to go back to that one here in a second. And 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for this one in Spring Lake, Texas. Other than that, I don't really see. There's another one. There's another severe thunderstorm warning down to the north of Pecos. But again, the only tornado warning right now is west of Plainview, directly west of Plainview, Texas, which is little bit bigger of a town, but this is going to take some time to get there. So it's got some time. We'll just kind of have to keep an eye on it, see if it's going to actually really do anything or not. Velocities is still not, I wouldn't say that's impressive. Certainly wouldn't say that's impressive. But again, it's still got a little bit of spin there to the south of Spring Lake, and this is only moving to the east at about 10 miles an hour. So no, we're not talking about really fast moving storms here. So again, this is going to move off toward places like Oilton, and eventually places like, if I lapse the radar here a couple frames, let's move a little bit more east northeast, maybe a little bit more towards Edmonton or Edmondson. But all in all, nothing crazy. You don't have just crazy looking velocities here. I'll bring up shear rate real quick and we'll look at that. Does look like it has pulsed up a little bit though, as it's crossed Highway 70. When you start to get those a little bit brighter greens, it's not crazy off the charts bright green, but once the greens start to get a little bit brighter, that's just an indicator that it's kind of ramping up a little bit. Don't know how far we are away from the radar site though, because we might just be looking. We're looking about 300 or 3,600 feet up in the air, so it could be a little bit more mid-level. Just kind of going through different volumes of the radar scan. Yeah, again, if you live in places like Circle, Oilton, tornado precautions, lowest level, most center part of your home or building that you're in, this is a tornado warning. Again, don't have a confirmed tornado on this. Velocity still not crazy impressive right now, but that's a little bit displaced too. So I think that might be some. It does look like it's moved a little bit more to the northeast, more of a northern track here. See if it updated the. Yeah, that's definitely broadened out a lot. So it likely what I think's happening, because it had a hook for a little bit before they issued the warning back here. You can see it's kind of, the hook has kind of gone away, and it's almost kind of reforming it, but they are continuing the tornado warning. And again, if you're not getting a tornado right now, you're definitely getting some very large hail, probably about 3-inch hail still. And they're continuing a severe thunderstorm warning with it too. I want to jump back to that one real quick back in New Mexico. No tornado warning with it right now. It's just kind of a big complex, messy complex of storms, but this one down to the south of Fort Sumner definitely has a hook on it. Velocities are still broad on that one as well. Let's see. Oops. Didn't mean to put text there.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
So they updated the warning. I think they were just updating the time on it though.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
My pen tool has stopped working again. My pen tool keeps having some issues here. Be nice if it wouldn't do that. Probably gonna have to close out of that again. Pen tool keeps freezing up. Maybe it'll stop, freeze it up if I reopen it. So yeah, the one again south of Fort Sumner definitely has a hook on it, but it's nothing. Just like the other one, it's not crazy. At least on velocities. Velocities, there could be. I mean, we'll see. Velocities could ramp up there. We got to watch that area.
New information. This severe
Flip back
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Reflectivity, you could see it. It pretty much lines up. I think I'm getting different scans at different times. I don't think I'm getting reflectivity. Yeah, I'm probably not getting reflectivity and velocity at the same time. Doesn't look like it. Looks like I'm getting them at kind of different times. And we're a little bit behind. Actually, I think this radar site might be down. I think this radar site might actually be having some issues right now because that does not look like the storm right now. Let me go back. I'm going to look at radar scope real quick on that one because I think that radar's having some issues. Doesn't look like it wants to update. I didn't even realize that. It says... That says 20 minutes ago for that one. Again, no tornado warning on it, though. Yeah, it's showing, even on radar scope, 25 minutes old. So it looks like KFDX radar is down, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing when you got severe storms, because that one's also showing hook on that last scan, but that's 25 minutes old. So that it definitely doesn't look like anything like that. And I didn't catch that until just now. So that's, again, KFDX is down. Again, not a good night for that. Not a good night for that. So looking back at this one near Spring Lake, Texas, this is going to be in, I believe this is Hale County. Excuse me, this is Lamb County. This one in Lamb County. Hale County, yeah, it's just the very, very northwest tip of Hale County that is also warned. But this one in Lamb County, well, I was going to say it's a little bit more broad, but it is kind of coming back up here just a little bit. You can see this kind of this green coming back into it. Check it again, and there's still a hook on it. Definitely still a hook. And like I was saying a few minutes ago, it looked like that hook was kind of reorganizing. I think that's probably what was going on. So tornado warning continues north of Circle. This is north of Circle, north of Oilton. Don't really have any cities here, but this is getting ready to move toward what county is this? Up here, Castro County, getting ready to move toward the southern parts of Castro County in Texas, and eventually toward, let's see, State Highway 194 corridor. So again, tornado warning is going to continue there, but we'll see if they, we'll see what happens in the next couple scans with it. But certainly, again, velocities is kind of coming up with it. You know, you lost that gray and you're starting to get that green back in there. It's not like a crazy impressive rotation or velocity signature, but nonetheless, it's still rotation. And especially this time of night, that can be dangerous. And you can see as I turn shear rate back on, a little bit of shear rate showing up in there too. So something to note. Again, if you're not getting a tornado, you're probably getting some hail. About 2-inch hail on this. So for thunderstorm warning for Baca County, New Mexico is going to continue. Going to jump back there real quick. Yeah, no, I'm still not showing a radar update on that. So I think KFDX is down right now. Again, that's not good.
New information. this severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Just want to go back and check real quick in here in Oklahoma. Because I thought I just heard thunder. But don't have anything on there. We could start getting some storms though popping up here in Oklahoma a little bit. They probably stay below severe limits, so.
A new radar indicated tornado warning has been issued.
So they did extend that tornado warning, by the way, that we were just looking at. It looks pretty impressive. I mean, not crazy over the top impressive, but it still looks impressive, especially this time of night. So they issued a new tornado warning though for Castro and Lamb counties. So that's going to be the where I was talking about moving a little bit toward Hart. Moving northeast at 10 miles an hour. And that's going to be again for 2.5-inch hail. Check velocities again.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
Kind of continues on the upward tick. Kind of continues on the upward trend. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I'm watching this one. Right now this is there's only 2 tornado warnings and they're both on the same storm.
New information, this severe considerable destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with this one. I definitely think it's trying to reorganize a little bit. Yeah, that velocity is definitely getting stronger still. In the last couple of scans, it's still getting stronger. So if you live northeast of Spring Lake, lowest, most center part of the home or building that you're in, take your tornado precautions. Radar's now in sales too, so we should be getting updates here about every minute. So minute by minute. Again, large hail continues with the storm too. But right there, that where those greens and those reds are kind of starting to come more together, that's the area we're really most concerned about right now. Each scan it does get a little bit more organized. Still a little bit broad. Man, this is way off tonight. My pen tool's way off. See, every minute we're getting new data. And we're just watching it, and each time it looks like the hook is a little bit more organized. Go back to shear rate real quick. Shear rate's come up. Shear rate's coming up. So if we start to see that red getting in there, we start to see that red. I mean, we're starting to get more of the bright green. If we start to see that red pop in there, we really got to watch it. That's base velocity. This is storm relative velocity. And again, that area in there. That's where we're watching. We're waiting on the waiting to see if those reds and those greens come together. The reds and the greens come together. That's when things start to get a little bit more serious. I'll just check just in case. I don't see anything that screams debris. This stuff down here south of Spring Lake, all that blue. Some of you may know that usually when you get blue values like that color blue, that means debris. Out here though, if I go back to storm relative velocity, you can see it's not near it's to the south of the couplet, so it wouldn't be there if that was debris, if that was really debris signature. That's just contamination out here. So that's what I have circled right there. That's just contamination. That's not debris. It's not going to be debris. But again, we're watching this to see. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, too, for Briscoe, Hall, and Motley counties in Texas. So if you live in those counties, just a heads up, 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds are possible. Right now, though, this is the main storm that we're watching. Watching this one again. Definitely got some rotation on it here.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
It'll kind of tighten up and then broaden out a little bit each time. So, and now we're starting to get the reds in there, like I was talking about a couple of seconds ago. It's going to be this red right there. That means that the rotation or the shear in the storm is kind of starting to increase. Velocity looks to be a little bit
flood warning has been
broad
issued.
with it still, but as you can see, that hook's kind of also, and reflectivity kind of also kind of started to get a little bit less intense. I think it's still kind of trying to organize itself, but we're starting to see a little bit brighter reds, but there's still some green in between there. So if we start to see bright reds, brighter greens, the hook again is on base reflectivity. It does look a little bit more organized than it did before, and we're starting to see those greens and those reds start to fill in close to each other again. So that's what we're watching for. We're watching for those reds and those greens to come together. I'm watching again. I'm watching shear rate here. This is our shear rate product here. And this just tells us how much spins in the storm. And it's still there with the radar scan, the last radar scan. You start to see the light, bright greens, and you start to see some of those reds start popping there. That's how you know it's kind of starting to intensify a little bit. I can also look at Vils are still strong on this storm. So it's Vils again. If you were watching earlier, it's just a measure of storm intensity, storm strength. And when you start to get them bright gray like that, that's a pretty intense storm. Yeah, we're starting to see those reds and those greens definitely. And we're starting to see the greens, and we're starting to see brighter reds, and they're really starting to kind of fill in a little bit. It's a good indication that this thing is it's definitely really trying. It definitely is really trying to do something. Again, I'll go ahead and circle this again. And I'll go look at correlation coefficient. Yeah, still getting a little bit of contamination in there. Again, the blue on the back side of this, that's not going to be debris. That wouldn't be debris. Not right now. Not where that's located. But yeah, this is we really need to watch it. It's starting to intensify. Circle that just on my screen. It's gonna be a little bit off for you guys. Yeah, I don't see any debris right now in it. I don't see anything that screams debris. So I don't see a confirmed tornado warning on it right now. But if you live near Hart, between Spring Lake and Hart, along the what counties? This Castro and what's this county? Lamb County. Castro and Lamb County. If you live along the line there, I'd definitely start taking your tornado precautions, the lowest, most center part of your home or building that you're in. And again, we see these greens and these reds. They're definitely starting to come in a little bit closer together. That's what we're really watching for right there. These greens and these reds. That right there, that's our right now again. That's our main area of concern. And you can see just if I kind of back the radar up just a little bit, it was a little bit more broad and we kind of lost it for a little bit. But in the last few minutes, it's coming up. It keeps coming up. It seems to get a little bit more intense each scan. We have lost some of those reds though that I was talking about in the shear rate, which is good. But tornado warning does remain in effect again until I believe it was 2:30. Tornado warning remains in effect 2:15. So we still got about 10 more minutes of this, but we'll see. We'll see if they reissue it. See if it continues to hold its own. And again, this one is out on its own, so it's got a lot of room to play with. Looks like it's kind of broadening out a little bit, maybe. We'll see if that continues.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
And that was just them updating the warning. Where you saw it
New
get pulled in
information.
a little bit.
This severe considerable destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
And again, this is that storm that was producing DVD-sized hail back near Earth, Texas a little bit ago, per the National Weather Service. That's very large hail. That's like 4 to 5 inches, I believe. I don't think I've ever seen that big of hail in person. Baseball or tennis ball was probably the biggest I've ever actually seen on my own. So you can see the hook's kind of getting that disorganized look to it again. So it could just be cycling, could be weakening. Although I will say the hail core looks like it's a little bit more intense too. And that's indicated by those blacks. When you start to see the blacks, yeah, we're probably back up to baseball size hail. About 3.5 inch hail. So if you're not getting a tornado, you're getting hail with the storm for sure. I think this hail core is probably going to be moving up in the direction of Hart. Hart or just north of Hart. And along, what is this, State Highway 194. Now what I am noticing too is I'm noticing kind of also kind of noticing this area a little bit too. And that's a little bit more located with the hook where it's kind of relocated. So it's kind of, the hook keeps kind of occluding a little bit. Again, that's something to watch. Something to watch there. And I can show you guys kind of what I'm talking about here. There's the hook there. And if I go to storm relative velocity, well, in this scan it's a little bit further to the west now. It's kind of the area of rotation right there. It's hard to see it on your screen and my screen. I think these are off again. I think these images probably aren't side by side, or aren't really necessarily the same. There is a new tornado warning though. They did continue the tornado warning. This is going to be now until 2:30. So they added about 15 minutes to it.
A new radar indicated
Still moving
tornado
northeast
warning
at 10
has
miles
been
an hour,
issued.
or moving north at 10 miles an hour. So yeah, it's moving more of in a northerly direction again towards Hart. And I don't really see any other cities on there. So it looks like it might go to the northwest of Hart. But again, this thing's just absolutely crawling. Oh, excuse me. And I think we're starting to see that hook do that cycling thing again. That we keep noticing. I think we're starting to see that do that. See it do that cycling thing again. The shear rate has gone down on it though, so that's good news. Shear rate's down on it again. But we are continuing to track it. Of course, base velocity has a little bit stronger rotation with it, but storm relative doesn't really show up. But nonetheless, again, it's still got some spin
New
in
information. This tornado warning has been updated.
Definitely still got some spin in it. And again, they continued it till 2:30 now. So about another 20 minutes to go. We'll see if it holds its own. I think the hook might be doing that thing it's been doing. It's been doing a thing where it kind of will look like crap for a minute, and then it'll start to, in a couple of frames, it'll look a little bit more, it'll start to look a little bit more organized. So this is now getting ready to move to the, this is northeast of Spring Lake, Texas still. And I think, again, I believe it's going to be northwest of Hart where it moves. Either moving towards Hart or northwest of Hart. And again, you can see what I was talking about. The hook in the latest scan on reflectivity looks a little bit more, kind of a little bit more organized. And then it won't. So I think it's kind of lacking something. What is our wind right now? Our wind in plain view. Wind is southeast at 18. 64 over 61, so low 60 dew point. So we still got a southeast wind. So as long as there's nothing that I'm missing, this thing should be still getting some good
New
good
information.
inflow.
This severe considerable destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Trying to mouse over the Lubbock airport and see what its METAR is showing, but it's not wanting to mouse over. I don't know. But yeah, southeast at 18 was the latest winds at a plain view. But yeah, you can see again the hook's just a little bit more organized. Again, it's struggling with something. It's lacking something right now. You can see there it is again. But I think it's kind of getting ready to take on a little bit more of a classic supercell. I mean, it's had a classic supercell look a few times tonight, but you know, we'll see what happens with the cell that's kind of coming up to the west of it, though. Sometimes that can enhance it, sometimes that can kill it when it crashes into the back of the cell. Sometimes it can make it a little bit more disorganized and never recover from that. I'll have to watch this one, and they're happy too. It's got a pretty nice hail core on it as well. About a little bit over an inch hail is a radar indication. That's sub-severe right now, but we'll keep an eye on that one, see if it goes severe. As well as this one to the northwest of Friona. Maybe a little bit of broad rotation in that one, but I would say mostly wind and hail with that one as well too. Not very large hail though, small hail. You look at it on reflectivity, the black, a little bit of hail in there. Nothing quite like the one we're looking down in Hart. When you start to get those blacks turning to white, that's you know, it's a pretty good hail core. I forgot what the hail size was on here. 2-inch hail, possible 2-inch hail. So Hart, you're probably about to get smacked by a hail core here in a little bit. If you don't get a tornado, you might get hail. And again, you start to get that red in there, that's large hail. So continuing to track this storm. Should be getting a new radar image here in just a second. Well, there you go. Like I said a few seconds ago, it's still doing that thing where the hook will form. And there's your hook right there. That's what we're looking at. And then over here you have your broad rotation. It's not tight
New
rotation.
information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been
Not
updated.
right now. So it's still broad rotation. But the hook's getting a little bit stronger. Go back to shear rate real quick. Shear rate's come down on it. But man, that's a pretty good hail core. About 3 to 4 inch hail. Or getting pretty close to 3-inch hail. I keep accidentally turning my reflectivity on the right panel. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning for that cell near in Debaca County, New Mexico, by the way. For 1-inch hail. That one we were talking about just a little while ago. I'm going to go back to it real quick and see. We still don't have a radar image there. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's my radar or if it's the just the, it could just be the radar sights down. We'll see. Yeah, it's down according to radar scope. It's flashing red for the radar, so we haven't had a radar in about an hour. And
New information. This
Eastern New
tornado
Mexico.
warning has been updated.
so yeah, that radar sight's down.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
It's not good on a night like this to not have a radar. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'll try to download it again, but I just don't think that radar is online. But the one we do know is online right now is the Lubbock radar, and it's looking at a pretty robust supercell. And you can see again, it's kind of getting ready to take on, like I said, a little bit more of a classic supercell look. We'll see if the storm's coming up to the west of Sunnyside, if they kind of merge together, if they have a negative. I if they have a negative effect on it, or if it just kind of helps it to get a little bit more symmetric. It's not really symmetric on the northwest part of the storm. Doesn't look 100% healthy, but it's definitely strong enough where we're seeing some spin. Definitely strong enough to see some spin out of it. Look at it on volumetric. See how it looks in 3D. Might have gone too big with the box. I think I went a little bit too big with my box. Take a volumetric of it. It did it again in a weird place. Well, look. I could probably cut some of those blues out. It's just looking up into the updraft. Yeah, definitely some large hail in the north part of that storm.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
This computer does not like 3D mode, though. Computer does not like 3D mode while I'm live. Don't think it's going to happen. But again, you can kind of see what I was talking about a few minutes ago. It's cycles. It'll go up and down on the velocity. It'll get strong. It'll get weak. It hasn't really had anything crazy going on. They have issued a new tornado warning though for Castro and Lamb counties. Lamb County, I believe, is going to be. Where's that going to be at? Where is
A new radar indicated tornado warning has been issued.
I don't know what that was issued for. Okay, they rewarned the cell again. Same cell. They put another tornado warning on top of that. They continued it until 3 a.m. now. So
New information. This tornado warning has
issued
been
a new
updated.
tornado warning, and it's just going to continue till 3 a.m. So they're definitely also agreeing that this thing's just going to keep cycling here. And the velocity actually did just come up a little bit more. This was probably, I would say, one of the more impressive velocity signatures, but again, it's not crazy. How's it going, TX2 Sturgis? Texas 2 Sturgis. Good to have you in here. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully you and your family are staying safe in the path of this stuff.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Nothing on the ground right now. Just nothing on the ground right now. Nothing reported with this. Just kind of watching the rotation on it, but we'll see what it looks like in the next. Should begin another radar scan here now or the next couple of minutes. If you're in Tulia, might move to the northwest of you, but depending on what the storm does, could take a right turn. So we'll keep tracking it. Right now, it looks like you're safe right now, but just keep an eye on it for sure. If you go to bed, I definitely have a way to receive warnings. should be getting another radar image here in a minute. Starting to look a little bit more disorganized, but at the same time, it's also kind of looks like the storm's trying to cycle yet again and get a little bit more organized and maybe try to do like what I was saying, get a little bit more symmetric. And again, that it'll come up and then it'll just broaden out because now the velocity is a little bit more broad there. So this is definitely one to keep watching. Just because it'll do something and then the next minute it's not there. So yeah, it's a little bit more broad again. We'll see kind of how it looks a lot more disorganized in the last couple of scans. It's a far cry from what it looked like. Thanks for watching WZ Unrated. I appreciate it. The product I use is called NROT, and it's kind of a product that just kind of shows you rotation and shear in the storm. Saw the NOAA guys across the road from earlier today, Friday around 2 p.m. They were from Norman. Storming in Norman. Luckily, we don't have anything severe here tonight in Oklahoma City area. Radar in New Mexico still down. Storms are starting to enter Oklahoma, but they're not currently severe. It's mostly garden variety right now. Kind of hope it stays that way. But that storm out, where's that at? That's, what's that going to be closest to? What radar? So that's near, closer to Amarillo radar. Storm out in Amarillo's definitely got, well, where's my, kind of out north of Turkey is kind of, it's that one I was looking at earlier, I think. See if I can't see this from, switch back over to this radar, and we'll look at this one from the Lubbock radar. Still really far out. doesn't look impressive at all on the Lubbock radar. But the one in Turkey is now severe, and that's what I was talking about possibly ramping up. It's that one I was talking about possibly ramping up earlier. No rotation really showing up.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Yeah, it could be the case. No, I wouldn't say it does. I just kind of use it to just show. More so, I use it to kind of just reference the trend of the storm. If it's coming up, then just kind of, I just use it as a guide to also kind of help me look and see if what I'm seeing on velocity is a good data or not. Just kind of how I use it a little bit, if that makes sense. Yeah, kind of like a cross-reference. So I'm kind of just cross-referencing them. Well, hopefully this is the last couple of days of storms in that area. Hopefully this is the last day of storms in that area. Monday could get stormy though again.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
I think that was just them making some adjustments to the size again. Tornado warning does continue though until 3 a.m. Again, that's for Castro and Lamb counties in Texas. But yeah, I gotta keep an eye on that one though out near Turkey. Right now, it's just got hail. It's kind of out by itself. It's moving northeast at 15 miles an hour, ping pong size hail, and 60 mile an hour winds. Don't really see anything else other than that tornado warning storm and another one back near Friona. Other than that, it doesn't look too crazy. And even that one near Friona, the hail's not very impressive with it. Doesn't look like it's really spinning that much in it. That actually might. I mean, they're down to 56. So that's probably just going to be hail. I mean, we're dropping into the mid 60s everywhere else. But again, it doesn't take much to. Doesn't really take a whole lot to make a storm go up and spin in the Texas Panhandle. So when the velocities kind of tighten up and the shear started showing up right into the green, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's was trying to do something, but it's a good indicator that the storm's got rotation in it. I mean, pretty much all these storms are going to rotate given the environment that they're in. They're pretty much all going to rotate. Whether or not that rotation gets down to the surface or not, that's another question. But when you have supercells, a lot of the time they're going to rotate to some degree. So when the velocities come up, doesn't necessarily mean that a tornado is going to happen. Uh, but if they do tighten up, it can definitely produce a tornado. It's just kind of more of an indicator that it's heading in that direction, I would say. I think that's the best way to explain that. Yeah, hopefully all those people uh, aren't in their RVs right now. I wouldn't want to be in one right now. Between 60-mile-an-hour wind, 70-mile-an-hour wind, and hail. No, I don't think I would want to be in one. So still broad rotation on it right now. Tornado warning continues. So if you're northwest of Hart, just a heads up. Lowest level, low center part of your home or building that you're in. Again, no tornado really imminent right now. Nothing screams tornado imminent. But the storm does kind of continue to, like I was saying, get a little. It looks like it's trying to do like what I said a little while ago, where it almost getting a little bit more symmetrical. And I think those storms finally, maybe no, they didn't really quite merge with it. I wouldn't say they really quite merged with it, but it didn't come in from the south and weaken it for sure. So, I mean, nonetheless, it's still an intense storm with radar indicating about 2-inch hail. And National Weather Service says tornado and golf ball size hail are the threats. So possible tornado. Or tornado is possible with the storm. Again, nothing confirmed right now. Only radar indicated rotation. But again, that would be looking. If I can get this switch back over, that would be looking kind of places like here, or any kind of sign of a strengthening velocity signature. But again, it's still a little bit broad. Just waiting to see if it tightens up. Does look like it is making a little bit more of a maybe an eastward turn towards Hart. Maybe not so much northwest of Hart. So if you live in Hart, I would just definitely be in your safe place now, in your shelter. Because nonetheless, you're going to get at least wind and hail. Again, golf ball size hail.
This flash flood warning has been updated.
Golf ball size hail at least. That can do some damage. So if you got the car parked outside and you can move it inside, you live near Hart, I'd certainly do that. You still got a little bit of time. I use a combination of primarily GR2 analyst, and I also use radar scope. That's the two radars that I primarily use. All right, so you can see we're starting to get a little bit more of the green, and the green and the red just got a little bit brighter. I would not say a tornado is necessarily imminent right now, but when you start to see that, that's a little bit of a, indicator that the rotation's getting a little bit stronger. You can see the hooks getting a little bit. We're getting those reds and those greens touching each other. You can see the hook, looks a little bit stronger. So I did a bad job drawing that. So here's your hook. And there's your rotation right there. So that could produce a tornado in the next few minutes. We just gotta keep an eye on that and see if that broadens out or not. I'll just check. I don't see a debris signature right now, so nothing on the ground. But again, when those reds and the greens start to get a little bit brighter, that is, and then what I just noticed too is that hook starting to get more of that elbow look to it. Gosh, I cannot draw tonight.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
I just can't draw anything tonight. There's your hook again. You know, we're just watching this. Oh, man, I'm having a really hard time drawing this. Watching that area right there that I got circled. But again, hook's right here. So if a tornado were to form, it would be there. Again, just checking. Don't see anything that looks like debris. Again, this blue out here to the east, that would be, this is contamination. That's not a tornado. If we saw the blue inside the red, that would be debris. But that's not the case here. So this is still radar indicator rotation and no confirmed tornado. Just want to make sure that I clarify that. So you notice it kind of broke up yet again. So it's back to being a little bit more broad. We'll see what the reflectivity, if it looks stronger or more or unorganized again.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
So the hook looks a little bit more organized, I would say, but again, and the storm's looking a little bit more symmetric. Storm's pretty impressive for this time of night. And there's your hook. Terrible drawing again. My art skills are not very great. But there's your hook. I did a bad job drawing that again too. But again, your area of rotation still broad. So typically during normal weather, I'm doing amateur radio stuff like playing on HF, a little bit of I don't know if you know what FT8 is. So I'm playing on HF radio and playing on HF radio, a little bit of DMR and that sort of stuff. This time of year, it's really hard for me to do regular content though, just because I do storm chase. So it makes it a little bit hard, and I just haven't had a whole lot of time to really do anything else the last few months as far as posting content goes for amateur radio. But I'm hoping to get back on.
New information. Again. This tornado warning has been updated.
Yeah, I use a lot of 40, 80, and 20 meters at night. And
new information.
Sometimes I'll live stream at night too.
Warning has been updated.
I just have a pretty high noise floor here where I'm at. So it's kind of tough to do phone 40 and 80-meter phone. Definitely tough. And they did just issue a flash flood warning for the storm too. What's the rainfall rate? Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. An additional 1 inch is possible. Doesn't say the rainfall rate, but I bet it's pretty impressive.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
So yeah, it's still reorganizing right now. It's not too terribly organized. I want to go back and look at that Turkey storm. Definitely got some large hail on it still. Definitely still got large hail on it. Doesn't look like right now, at least from a reflectivity standpoint, doesn't look like really any rotation in that, which is good. Maybe a little bit, maybe just a little bit, but it's still pretty unorganized right now. Just mostly hail, mostly a hailer. That's pretty much what the majority of all these storms are too. It's just really just hail. It's good. We need the rain, don't need the hail. Need the rain, don't need the hail. And hopefully once it comes into Oklahoma, we can get it without the severe weather and just the rain. That would be nice. Western Oklahoma has been dry. Could be starting to go into more of an actual classic supercell look there. We'll just have to keep an eye on it, see what happens as it continues to move off to the east. But I think as it continues to move off to the northeast, it's going to go into a less favorable environment that's already kind of rain cooled. Back up into places like Memphis and Wellington, Clarendon. Temperatures are closer to like the 50s up there. I'd be surprised if it did a whole lot up there. But again, radar's kind of showing a little bit of spin, but that's typical with these storms, especially this time of year and given this environment. And again, a little bit of spin doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a tornado out of that. It just means that the updraft of the storm is spinning to some degree.
New information, this severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Well, it's dependent on the atmospheric conditions, really, whether or not they produce tornadoes. But Generally at night we're losing our daytime heating, and that makes the environment a little bit less favorable when it's cooler, because storms to strengthen really need warm and moist air. And at night, as you lose your surface heating, you're not really getting that warm, moist air, so that the air's not rising as fast, and it's not really mixing, because um, warm air rises, cool air uh, falls, cool air sinks. So it kind of mixes and creates instability in the atmosphere. But as you lose the daytime heating, you lose that mixing. That kind of, you lose the rising and falling of you know the rising and the sinking, which is really what creates instability. And if you lose that, you know, storms won't really spin as much. But certainly, I mean, when you're out in the Cap Rock, just something about the geographical and topographic features of the Cap Rock and the Panhandle of Texas, it's like magic, and it can spin stuff up there in Texas in the Panhandle pretty quick. Again, that's not the case though for all storms. Some, there's a little bit more that goes into it, like the winds aloft and surface wind and stuff like that determines if the storm is going to produce. And really, I mean, when you're talking about tornadoes, a lot of the time the ingredients just have to be right. And if you're missing one thing, you could be missing some upper level winds or something. It's not going to produce tornado. It'll spin all day long, but it may not produce a tornado. Yeah, I think it's about 3,500 feet in elevation. And what's funny is the radar beam's actually about 3,500 feet, about 3,500 feet off the ground. So I don't know how close this actually is to the surface, or if that's, I don't know if that's I don't know if the radar beam's actually 3,500 feet above ground level or mean sea level. Yeah, closer to, that makes sense, closer to 4,000 out there. So I'm just circling that area again. That's still broad rotation there. Nothing crazy. That's kind of the area we're watching though. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It's broad again, and really the storm almost looks like it's the storm actually might be losing steam, because I think the storm really might just be kind of choking itself off, moving in the direction that it's moving. I mean, it's really moving into its own uh, rain cooled air, and being nighttime now, we don't have a way to really restore heating. Yeah, that's true. TX2 Sturgis. That's definitely true. The high elevation, afternoon heating, dry line, Gulf moisture. Yep. You got to remember, it's also that air coming off the Rockies too, cold air coming off the Rockies, that also contributes to it too. Like I said, I think some of the stuff in the Panhandle has to do with the topography too. Winds blowing off the surface, it's a little bit more kind of rocky and elevated and creating a little bit of shear and stuff too. That's just I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, I'm not a geologist or anything. I don't, know any of that for sure, but that's just kind of it's just kind of always been my guess since I've been chasing storms. All right, so what we're actually seeing right here is it's actually really hard to see right here. So we do have a confirmed tornado. It's been observed. Confirmed tornadoes 5 miles west of Hart. I'm gonna look on correlation coefficient. I don't really see a well pronounced correlation coefficient, but if the tornado is still on the ground, it would be about right here probably. It's going to be down here, kind of where I just drawn that line. This down here would be your tornado. So new tornado warning's been issued. This is now an observed tornado.
A new observed tornado warning has been issued.
So damaging tornado and golf ball size hail, moving north at 10 miles an hour. So if you live in Hart, you need to be in your tornado safe space now. Tornado is on the ground with this. So we'll see if it kind of ramps up or not. This is kind of starting to turn a little bit messy, at least on the radar. But again, confirmed tornado down here, and I think it's probably going to be, at least velocity-wise, it's going to be this area kind of down here. And it's going to be moving almost due north, it appears. The tornado may actually move a little bit more right, though, toward Hart. So if you live in Hart, lowest level, most center part of your home or building you're in.
This tornado warning has been updated.
All right, so yeah, law enforcement confirmed tornado, and the radar, the hook's got a little bit more well pronounced in this last frame. So yeah, the storm's kind of ramping up a little bit here. So again, tornado, if it's still on the ground, it's going to be right here, about right there. Let's see if I can fix that. Looks like crap. Yeah, about right there. That's going to be your hook. Go back to correlation coefficient. And it might be hard because it might be hard to see any debris, but because, I mean, there's really not, if I turn the radar off here just for a second, there's not really any homes there. That's mostly wide open fields, which is good. We like to see that. We don't want to see homes damaged. We don't want to see loss of life or anything like that. So, again, tornado, this is a confirmed tornado warning right now. North, near Hart, Texas. Again, if you live in Hart, or if you know anybody that lives in Hart, Texas, if you live there, lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you're in, if you have loved ones there, friends, family, whoever, give them a call, let them know. They have a tornado confirmed moving toward Hart. May pass to the west of Hart, but just to be safe, anybody along State Highway 174 between Hart and Dimmitt, lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you're in right now. Yeah, I know the velocities still don't look really all that insane, but I do see it here. But in the last radar frame, I think it's kind of lifted a little bit. It may be forming another meso back here. So this thing's probably, if it's not already, rain wrapped. So you won't see this tornado. And it really doesn't have a whole lot of lightning in that part of the storm either. So, if this thing is moving in your direction, you're not going to see it. It's black. It's pitch dark out there, especially in that part of Texas. Nothing out there. If you know anybody that lives in Hart, Texas, though, give them a call. Let them know. Tornado on the ground right now, confirmed by law enforcement. Impacted locations include Hart. And this is going to be in what counties? Castro County, Texas. But I kind of think the new mezzo is going to be here, which would be a little bit more to the southwest here. So I think this is going to be, this part of the storm here is going to be taking over, and I think this is going to be going a little up in there. I think we might be seeing a little bit of occluding going on there. We'll just have to see. But again, Hart's kind of in a dangerous spot right now. Looks like it's going to pass to the west of Hart, but we can't be sure. So, lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you're in. If you live in Hart, know anybody that lives in Hart, give them a call, let them know. There is a possibility that I am seeing a little bit of debris here too, and it could be this green. It hasn't yet turned to, y'all can't really see that on your screen. Let me move this over. This could be debris. This doesn't look like it would be. This doesn't necessarily look like it would be houses or anything, tree. This also might be debris though too that I'm trying to highlight right now. Because I think that's what I was just... There's a possibility that this area right here is debris. It's a possibility because you see it move in the radar image. Definitely moves. So that could be debris to the south of Hart, but certainly looks like this is possibly a tornado still on the ground. If that is true. If that is the debris signature. But again, it does look like we're starting to see a relocation of the mezzo back here to the west of Hart. Maybe even two mezzos. We might have two mezzos right now. This would be abroad, and this would be, that would be the original mezzo right here. That would be your original mezzo, and I think so. I'll mark that one, and this could be your second mezzo right here. This would be two. Could be forming. We'll see if that does happen or not. But certainly right now, again, this would be where your tornado's on the ground. Back into there. Right here. This is moving up toward Hart. So again, if you know anybody in Hart, if you live in Hart, lowest level, most centered part of the building or home that you're in.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
Yeah, it's quite a ways from the radar. And I'm actually looking at it on Lubbock radar right now. If I go to the Amarillo radar, I'm going to switch to the Amarillo radar for it and look and see. Just a note, there is a little bit of possible rotation kind of developing near Tampico. We'll see if that turns into anything. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything tornadic, but we'll certainly see. Again, we have a confirmed tornado, though, on the ground right now. Maybe I can get this to work. Just maybe. Yeah, even from Amarillo, it doesn't look very impressive. But I am seeing kind of that area I was talking about. It does look like there could be a debris signature there. I mean, that it's a little bit displaced. It's still a little bit displaced. I don't really necessarily want to sound the alarm bells, but that could be a tornado right there. I mean, it moves. It doesn't. It just doesn't have that look to be so much ground clutter, but we'll certainly see. It could be debris. But again, if I go back to velocity here, it's harder to see it on the Amarillo radar, but there's certainly some spin. Could be this one right there near Hart. Could be this little area right here if there's still a tornado. And another area of spin back here to the west of Hart. So it's a little bit concerning right now for the city of Hart. The city of Hart may be taking a direct hit from a tornado right now. And the storm is taking a little bit more of a right turn. It didn't look like it was going to hit Hart earlier, but it's taking a little bit more of a right turn, and that's probably, a good sign that there's, when storms start to rotate stronger, they definitely start to turn right a lot of the time. So it definitely looks like there is rotation over Hart here, as noted here by the rotation signature, or the shear rate. Again, there's your hook. Whoops, let me redraw that. Again, there's your hook right over Hart.
New information. This severe thunderstorm
Coming through
warning
Hart right
has been
now.
updated.
But again, as I was mentioning a second ago, I think that there's possibility that there's two mesos. Well, again, here's your second meso right here, and that does correlate with this hook right here. So we may see a separate hook. We may see this one either continue possibly or die out. So there's that one, and there's that one. So we have two hooks right now on the storm. So it doesn't necessarily mean there's two tornadoes on the ground, but certainly two areas to spin. This one right now looks to be the stronger one, and we could certainly see this continue. So at the present time, it does look like they are keeping the observed tag on this tornado. Don't know if there's still a tornado on the ground or not. It's hard to tell right now. But this one to the west of Hart is now also, that really has intensified in the last radar scan right here. That's really come up. So we got to watch that one too. Just real quick, could that be? That might be ground clutter. I don't believe that that's going to be debris, but we'll see. And I don't even know if that other thing was debris or not. It could have been debris. It may not have been. It's just really hard to tell out here when you get this far away from the radar set. You get a lot of ground clutter, and you're so high off the ground. You're so high off the ground. It just gets really, really tough when you get that far away from the radar. But again, this could definitely be a developing tornado right here. And again, this is your new hook right here, and I think that other one's just kind of starting to occlude. But this is your new hook. But there's still another meso here as well. Still another meso there for the time being, but that one looks like it's going away. We'll just have to, like I said, we'll have to keep an eye on it. check shear rate real quick, see if it's gone up any. Yeah, it's still showing 2 areas of spin, so 2 mesocyclones on the storm at the present time. I think that other one's going to include fully, though, here in a minute.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
So they're saying at 3:07 a.m., tornado located near Hart. So it may still be on the ground. May still be on the ground. I can't verify that, but that's what it sounds like. Let's hope that the people in Hart were in their tornado shelters. Hopefully they were all in their tornado shelters. Hopefully they had a good way to receive watches and warnings. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any scanners out there. Nothing in Castro County. So it's going to be hard to know, really, until tomorrow if there's any tornado damage or not. See, I don't see anything in Castro County. Just trying to look real quick and see if I see any scanners we might be able to use. Don't see anything though. So that's they're saying latest update has a 3:10 a.m. confirmed tornado located near Hart, moving north at 15 miles an hour. So yeah, we still have a tornado on the ground with this. So there could still be 2 circulations. I'm going to check correlation coefficient real quick.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
Yeah, this could be debris in a Hart. I cannot. It is so hard to tell if this is actually going to be debris or not. It really is hard to tell here. But this could be debris. Well, not that. This could be debris out here. It's just very hard to tell. Because it kind of follows the track a little bit of the hook, the first circulation. Kind of follows that track. Let's get back over velocities though real quick. Velocities have weakened on both mesos though. both mesos have weakened a little bit. Not saying tornadoes on the ground, tornadoes off the ground. Don't know for sure. Right now, the shear rate is showing that the bulk of the rotation is now moved north of Hart. So we're going to continue to track this and see. Hart FD still confirming to have a tornado on the ground. "15 miles an hour traveling north." That's according to TX2 Sturgis. So again, that would be your new meso forming right there, and again, that would correlate with the hook here. This is possibly your next hook forming, and then this one, and this is kind of what I was talking about too. The storm becoming a little bit more symmetrical. This one could be, the storm could be intensifying just a little bit. It's a little bit too early to tell, but it looks like that first circulation, the one that they prompted the tornado warning, it's kind of what we call occluded, where it's kind of going away, and then a new meso is starting to take over, and that would put places like Nazareth here. In places like Nazareth here, if I can find it on my cursor, Nazareth in the danger zone next. So Nazareth could be in the line of fire here in the next couple of minutes as well. So yeah, if you live in Nazareth, just a heads up, tornado warning storm moving towards you, and multiple reports of tornadoes on the ground. Confirmed by first responders, law enforcement, and fire. So yeah, we're continuing to track this one again. Continuing to track it. The meso looks like it's got a little bit weaker, at least on the Lubbock radar. Again, we're still in between two radar sites, so it's really tough to make anything out here. Base velocity shows a little bit of a base velocity here is showing a little bit of a couplet there, which would kind of correlate with this, but it's really hard to tell. But again, this is going to be approaching State Highway 194 here shortly, and I think we're probably going to see this tornado warning possibly get issued or extended up into places like Nazareth, so east of Dimmitt along State Highway 86. Just a heads up there.
New information, this flash flood warning has been updated.
But yeah, it's starting to continue to get away from the Lubbock radar, so that makes it really hard to track. And then just to go back, they do have the FDX radar back up and going again finally, but a little bit too late now because looks like all the severe storms have moved out of New Mexico. Nothing there is severe anymore. Doesn't look like. They are continuing the tornado warning though. Confirmed tornado as of 3:16, so less than a minute ago. Confirmed tornado located near Hart, moving northeast at 15 miles an hour.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
So currently all the severe thunderstorm warnings are expired actually right now. Just to let you guys know that. All the tornado warnings are currently expired. This is looking at it from the New Mexico radar site. From Cannon Air Force Base. It's also really hard to make anything out on this one, so again, it's just kind of in a weird spot right now. It's in between the Lubbock and the Amarillo. Really is the best view, but I think the Amarillo might have the better look at it right now. And it's still showing some rotation, at least some broad rotation right now. At least from what we can see this far up in the atmosphere. But I'm gonna go back to debris. I don't know that I see debris still. And again, I don't know that what we were seeing a few minutes ago was debris anyway. It's really hard to tell this far away from the radar site. And if this is accurate right now, this is pretty much all we're seeing is some broad rotation. So Hart has been all cleared. Hart is now out of the warning right now. So Hart is in the clear. Nazareth and Nazareth is definitely next in the line of fire. Nazareth is definitely next. And as this storm continues to track a little bit more to the north, it'll start to look a little bit better on radar. We're also kind of shooting through other storms too, and that has a little bit of a kind of degrades the quality of the beam a little bit. Degrades the quality of the data just a little bit. Doesn't have that well-defined hook though that it had a little bit ago, which is good. So right now we don't have a well-defined mezzo on it. We're waiting to see. We're waiting to see if they bring this down to just a radar indicated tornado, because it's broadened out a little bit now. That's good news.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
So they're still saying that confirmed tornado at 3:19 a.m. So they're continuing until 3:45. So another 20 more minutes. So again, if anybody lives near Nazareth, if you know anybody that lives near Nazareth, just a heads up, you're not under a tornado warning yet, but places between Hart and Nazareth right now could be a tornado on the ground. There's not really any amateur radio out there either. That's what sucks too. There's not really. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that live out there. This could still be on the ground though. This is about 4,200 feet up in the air, and we're still seeing broad rotation. So this definitely could still be on the ground. I would not be shocked. Trying to go back to the Amarillo radar real quick. Look at it there. Yeah, I mean this is also 5,600 feet in the air, but it's not much better. But this is also showing. That's also showing some possibility that it's. Like I said, it's just so hard to tell out here because you're just so far away from the radar. But again, we have a cleaner beam, I think, from, even though it's still a little bit far away from Lubbock, I think our data is probably going to be a little bit cleaner coming out of here. Doesn't really have a very well pronounced hook, and if it's on the ground still, it's going to be rain wrapped at this point. So as the storm's coming up a little bit closer to Nazareth, we're starting to see a little bit of velocity. And again, this is still 4,000 feet in the air. It's quite a ways up. It's really hard to tell. They did issue a new tornado warning though. They have dropped the observed tag on this storm. This is a radar indicated tornado warning. This goes until 4 a.m.
A new radar-indicated tornado warning has been issued.
It's moving north at 15 miles an hour. So places in the path of the storm, Nazareth. So if you live in Nazareth, know anybody who lives in Nazareth, lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you're in. Gotta go now. This storm has had a history of producing a confirmed tornado. There's your area of circulation right there. And the reflectivity is kind of, still showing it too. Right there. So there's a possibility your tornado could still be on the ground. Again, this is 4,000 feet in the air. It's really hard to tell. National Weather Service is just radar indicated
tornado
right now, but
has been updated.
We'll see. Looks like it might be taking a little bit more of a jog to the east in the last radar frame. So this could be your new area of circulation right here. North of Hart, south of Nazareth, moving north 15. So that would put it, let's see, north at 15 would be about coming up to Nazareth. Either right into Nazareth or east of Nazareth. Again, it's going to be this area right here that I just circled. So it very well might still be on the ground. Can't tell. It's really hard to tell. So we're still 4,300 feet in the air. But this is again continuing to move off to the north at 15 miles an hour. What National Weather Service office is this? This is Lubbock. NWS Lubbock. looking to see if any of the local stations are on. Maybe they have some trackers out. I doubt it. So yeah, this is still. And I can't play any of their coverage on my live stream, but I'm just looking for my reference.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So there's your area of circulation again, right there. Again, if you know anybody in Nazareth, you live in Nazareth, lowest level, most center part of your home or building that you're in. Give your friends, family, whoever, if you know anybody in Nazareth, give them a call. Anybody maybe traveling along, what is this, State Highway 86 in Texas, Castro County, let them know. They had an observed tornado on this just a few minutes ago.
New information, this tornado warning has been updated.
This could be. It's really hard to tell again. We're still 4,300 feet up in the air, but that area that I circled, I mean, that could be your circulation right there. Could be your circulation right there. A tornado would be somewhere in here. I believe it would probably be rain wrapped. I have a hard time believing that. See that. I also don't know if any of the local stations are on or not right now. Actually, they are. They're on right now. Amarillo. This is going to be the Amarillo DMA. Gonna mute my mic for a second so I can listen to them. Alright, I'm back on here. My camera just died. I gotta go grab a battery here in a second to replace it. But, no, you didn't lose me. Didn't lose me. My camera just, battery died on it. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at this right now. So yeah, that would be your area circulation again, moving up toward Nazareth here in the next couple of minutes. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to go grab a battery and swap that out real quick so you guys can see me. So you guys should be seeing me here in just a second again. I had to go put a new battery in my camera. There we go. Does look like velocity may be trying to come back up to the south of Nazareth again. If you know anybody in the Nazareth area, anybody traveling along what was it, State Highway? I believe that was State Highway 86. If you know anybody traveling along State Highway 86 in Texas near the Nazareth area, I believe that's going to be to the east of Dimmitt, between Dimmitt and Tulia. If you know anybody traveling along that area, give them a heads up, let them know possible developing tornado. Right now it's radar indicated on the latest warning, but tornado warning does continue until 4. And also, if you're watching right now and you know anybody near Fort Sumner in Debaca County, New Mexico, Department of Highways is reporting a flash flood. This was about 2 hours ago along Highway 84. Highway in 84 is closed through Fort Sumner due to severe flooding over the roadways. So just a heads up there. The latest warning text says severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles north of Hart, moving north at 15 miles per hour. And it's still saying radar indicated rotation right now. But it does look like the couplet is trying to re-strengthen. Again, this is a kind of a messy storm mode now, so if this thing is producing a tornado right now, it's going to be hard to see. It's probably going to be wrapped in rain. Especially if you look at base reflectivity. You can see that area there. It's probably going to be a little bit wrapped in rain. It's not going to be a clear shot. And again, it's dark at night. We don't have a ton of lightning. We've only got, let's see, one lightning strike in the past 1 to 5 minutes. Or 2 to 5 minutes. So don't try to go outside and see
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
Probably not going to see it. But the velocity again does continue to kind of strengthen here. Again, these greens and these reds means it is strengthening. Green toward the radar, red away from the radar. So you got green toward, and red away.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated. We're looking
at this out of the Lubbock radar still, because really on Amarillo it doesn't look. On the Amarillo radar, it's still showing some rotation there, and we're about 40 to 300 feet off the ground. So this could be on the ground. Let me look at correlation coefficient real quick. Don't necessarily see anything that looks like a debris signature right now. That's good, but again, we're still 4,300 feet in the air, so that makes it quite tough to know for sure. Again, velocity does kind of continue to increase with each scan. And you notice again, this is the shear rate product that I was telling you guys about a little bit a while ago. You can see those reds inside the green there. That's a good indicator that the storm's definitely got rotation in it. So again, just a heads up for those of you in near the Nazareth area. Looks like it's moving a little bit more east, more to the southeast. The tornado would be moving more to the southeast. Nazareth right now is probably getting some nasty hail. Right now, let's switch over to hail real quick. Well, this is really only showing about half-inch hail, but I definitely think it could be closer to 1-inch hail. Just judging off of that reflectivity there, that looks a little bit more like 1-inch hail. So if you're not getting a tornado in Nazareth, you're getting hailed on right now. So hopefully anybody in Nazareth had their car in the garage tonight or under some kind of cover. But we're continuing to track a tornado warning storm right now near the town of Nazareth in Panhandle of Texas. Again, there's your area of rotation right there. Looks like it's going to move a little bit, though, to the east of Nazareth, but Nazareth's still not out of the green right now. Oh, definitely continue if you're in the town of Nazareth, know anybody there, continue to take your tornado precautions, at least until this storm's north of Highway 86 and north of Nazareth. And again, the brighter the green is and the brighter the red is, that means that we got the rotations a little bit stronger in the storm, and we continue to see it it's kind of just going up and down right now. So we'll see what ends up happening with it.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
And again, this is pretty high up in the atmosphere too, so it's really hard to tell. But looking at the velocity here, just looking at that, that's a little bit more intense of a hook. So again, here's your hook right here. If there's tornado, it's going to be within this hook. And the hook continues to go. If I lapse the radar a little bit, back a few frames, you can see it looks like it's going a little bit east of Nazareth, but it could go due north. It could go east. It's really hard to tell at this point. So if you or anybody else lives near the town of Nazareth, if you got any friends, family, whoever, anybody that you know, anybody you care about, and they live in Nazareth, about to travel through Nazareth, give them a heads up. If you're there, lowest level, most center part of your home or structure that you're in right now. As this approaches Nazareth, goes to maybe the east of Nazareth, we'll have to see just kind of how this thing moves. Again, I'll take radar off for just a second. You can see it. It's a little bit of a farm town area. Lots of farms and stuff through here. Not as many houses here, so that's good. It's good. We don't have a whole lot of farms and stuff around there. And eventually this thing's going to be moving up towards places like Canyon, which is where we had a tornado warning earlier tonight. But again, we're continuing to track this tornado warning storm near Nazareth. Tornado warning continues until 4 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully people in or near Nazareth have a way to receive watches and warnings tonight. Again, here's your hook. There's your hook right there. It's moving off to the east, and I believe it was, let's see. Excuse me, not the east, the northeast. Moving north at 15. A little bit more northeast motion, but nonetheless, it's still moving at about 15 miles an hour. Get a little bit hard to stay awake. Radar doesn't look quite as, or the reflectivity doesn't look quite as impressive, but the velocity is still up. Velocity is still up there. Yeah, I try to not yawn on camera. It's hard. So I keep cutting the mic so y'all don't hear it. It's hard. I worked all day and then got home and pretty much went straight on. So again, there's your hook right there. If there's a tornado, it's going to be really somewhere in this area right here. They also did just issue a high wind warning back in New Mexico. Central Highlands, Johnson, Bartlett Mesas, including Raton Pass. High wind warning back in that area. Could be another meso wanting to form back to the east of Nazareth there, where we have those greens and those reds real tight right there. Not really tight, but something to watch. But I think the most impressive is going to be down here in the hook. Right now, it's going to be this area right here. And it's going to lift off to the either north or the east. It's just hard to tell. The storm's kind of changing directions a little bit as it moves. It's kind of wobbling just a hair. Wobbling just a bit. So still continuing to watch its tornado warning storm as it moves toward the town of Nazareth. Right now we don't have a confirmed tornado warning. So I don't believe this is going to be on the ground right now. We don't have any reports of it being on the ground. It haven't really had any reports of it being on the ground since it was near the heart area. That was about maybe 30 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago that it was down there. How's it going, Jeremy? Good to see you in here watching. For sure, man. Absolutely. Glad it's not coming towards you in Tulia. And it looks like they have canceled the tornado warning for Nazareth. So right now, Nazareth is no longer under a tornado warning. So that's some good news for the folks in Nazareth right now. Still got a hook on it. A little bit of broad rotation. It's not as tight as it was. Still showing some shear rate on this one. Shear rate's still showing a little bit of a rotation there. But it's certainly not looking anything like it was just a few minutes ago. Especially when it was back over heart. But you can see we've lost the blacks. The blacks aren't really showing up anymore. So the storm is kind of weakening. If I go down to, let me go over to Bills here. If I go over to Bills, it's definitely not anything like it was. Let me back this up a few frames. You can see it's got those reds back there south of Nazareth. Let me see if I can go back to where it was over Hart. The Hart area. You can see it had those whites south of Hart. This is earlier, by the way. You can just see comes through Hart. It's still got those whites in it.
This flash flood warning has been updated.
Still have that area of white in there. That's a indication of a strong storm. And as it goes over Hart, it kind of started to lose some of its steam, and then just you can see those whites just falling out of it. Same thing with hail, that it's lost its hail, and for the most part, really, it's not looking all that impressive. It's really come down on intensity, strength. Again, that's what we call VILs, vertically integrated liquid, and that's basically just a product that we use to kind of see the storm strength, and it really just doesn't look that impressive anymore. And the rotation's really broadened out with it. I'm going to stay with it for a few more minutes. Can you go back to the there's it out of Amarillo. Radar doesn't look very impressive. But we currently do have one severe thunderstorm warning still kind of out by Memphis, Texas. I might actually have to switch to the radar in Frederick to get a better look at this one, because we're still shooting through a bunch of storms, and again, that kind of degrades the quality of the radar beam.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
They do have a new mesoscale discussion they've put out. Let me look at that real quick. Let me look at the mesoscale discussion. They basically just say that the threat continues. Severe isolated threat for large hail, severe gusts could continue for another hour or two. Watch extension may become necessary as the expiration approaches. Latest high-res radar imagery from Amarillo shows MCS over the southern Texas Panhandle extending westward into northeastern New Mexico. Mixed layer Cape is about 1,000 to 1,500 joules. Vertical wind profiles on Amarillo radar shows about 40 knots with abrupt wind shift around 1 kilometer above the ground level. This amount of deep layer shear will be sufficient for supercells. Large hail primary threat. Isolated severe gusts also possible. Severe threat may last a couple more hours and could necessitate watch expansion. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they end up extending that or not. Let me go down toward Houston area real quick. Jeremy, it doesn't look like there's anything near you at all. Nothing for you, Jeremy. Clear air. Nothing. So you're in the clear, Jeremy. Yep, the tornado warning for Nazareth has expired for now. Like I said, I'm going to stay with it for a couple of more minutes. See if they reissue it. Trying to go back to that radar site. And it's still got some broad rotation in it. Nothing as strong as it was, and it does look like the hail's kind of come back up on it a little bit. So again, we'll watch it for a few more minutes. Latest frame shows a little bit more hail. Hail about almost an inch, but it's right now it's below severe criteria. So that's again some good news. That's again some good news. But we'll see if they extend the time and possibly the area of the severe thunderstorm watch. The possibility they could extend the severe thunderstorm watch into southwestern Oklahoma as the storms kind of move into that area. But trying to get over to the Frederick radar. But as you can see, Oklahoma right now, southwest Oklahoma, 68, 69, 67 degrees. So this area could, there's a possibility they could extend that watch into southwest Oklahoma. But nothing really tornadic. Nothing really appears to be tornadic with the stuff out near Memphis, Texas, north of Childress. Near Esteline. Yeah, I wouldn't be really surprised if the RFD choked it out. Especially when we had the other mezzo kind of wrapping around too. Probably choked it out a little bit too. So again, no tornado warnings currently in effect. Like I said, I'm going to stay with this for just a few more minutes. And we'll see if it ramps up in the next couple radar frames or not. But really you can see it looks just really kind of disorganized and it's starting to get a little bit more kind of elongated. What are our winds right now? So 64 degrees in Plainview, dew of 61.9. Winds southeast at 10 miles an hour, which means our winds have weakened. Our surface winds have weakened. They were southeast at 18. So our surface winds aren't as strong. But again, it's starting to get a little bit elongated. So right now in its current form, it's going to be a little bit harder for it to produce tornado. It's just getting kind of stretched out right now. So we'll see. We'll just keep an eye on it for, I don't know, another few more minutes.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
Got my mic off again because I'm uh, looking at one of the local stations, and I don't want it to dump through the mic and get copyrighted. So yeah, let's see. Doesn't really look like velocities have come back up with the storm, and hail's definitely not coming back up. Check the Vills one more time. Vills have kind of come back up on it too, so we'll watch it here for a couple more minutes, and we'll just see if it does anything. But for the most part, I think the tornado threat's kind of starting to lessen, especially as it moves toward I-27, which is good. But you can see it's kind of starting to stretch out a little bit more. As I said, it's kind of starting to more so turn into a line. It's kind of looking like that storm out near Hereford, just kind of stretching itself out. It's no longer looking anything like a supercell, or not as much like a supercell. It's definitely still got a hail core on it, but it's below severe limits currently. Currently below severe limits. Really, the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have right now is again going to be the storm that may not even actually be severe anymore. We may not actually have any severe thunderstorm warnings except down near Loving in far southeastern New Mexico, it looks like. Pretty much this is all just rain now. It's all rain. Nothing really tornadic here. Nothing overly impressive. Maybe a little bit of small hail to the east of Memphis, but really nothing that is really crazy. Nothing off the charts or nothing right now. Trying to go back over to hail size here. Yeah, it's probably P, maybe quarter size hail if you're lucky. Northeast of Esteline, east of Memphis. So this is kind of going down. Look at Vills on this one too. It's not looking that impressive. So really everything's kind of looks like almost starting to wind down. We'll see what happens as they move into Oklahoma. Again, it's a little bit warmer down kind of out toward Altus. But really, I think the severe weather threat's kind of starting to wind down for the night. Again, the one that we were just looking at that had the tornado warning on it for about the last hour or so.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
Looks like it's probably below severe limits right now. And I have a feeling it's going to stay that way. And I mean, the storm hasn't really moved all that fast. So what I think happened is it probably has just moved into rain, cold air, and rain probably has moved into rain, cooled air, where these storms have kind of trained over the last few hours, and it doesn't really have any strong inflow, or doesn't have any great inflow. And you can see in the last radar scan, the hail still continues to come down, just come down in size, and the vills have come down again. Storm strength is weakened a little bit. We're just losing a lot of the oranges and the pinks and the magentas. So really, this thing I think is just kind of, and if there is any rotation in that still, it's really just kind of spinning itself down. And it'll spin for a little while, but that doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean it's going to be tornadic. Like I said, most of these storms are going to spin a little bit. That's just due to the winds aloft, kind of spinning the storm. And then yeah, they're just gonna kind of spin as they move off to the east if they still have spin in them. But nothing really tornadic. Again, nothing severe except for one storm down in southeastern New Mexico. And I'll go take a look at that real quick. Maybe. Radar scope's kind of freaking out a little bit. Just lost radar scope. Let me jump down here real quick and look. I mean, this one's out all by itself, but I think this is just going to be some hail. Moving northeast at 10 miles an hour, ping pong size hail. So, yeah. It's a little bit warmer down there, though, to 68 degrees. So, this one north of Eunice, that one could be severe here later on. We'll just have to kind of watch that one. But again, these ones are kind of starting to stretch out. They don't look nearly as healthy, and the hail's coming down. Hail cores are coming down on them. That's good. Good news, especially for UTX2 Sturgis out there in Tulia. It's good news for you. Probably get a good rain, hopefully. We need it to bust the drought. We need all the rain we can get here before. Need all the rain that we can get here before summertime. And if you're still here and you've been watching, be sure to give this video a like, by the way. Give this live stream a like. That kind of just helps out the algorithm. Helps promote the video higher in the algorithm, and, helps me also know. Those of you who are watching and liking the video, lets me know that you guys enjoy this kind of content from me. Like I said, a few weeks ago, I decided I'd start kind of doing some storm tracking stuff here on the channel and just kind of change things up a little bit and just really kind of see how well it does. Like I said, I'm not a meteorologist or anything. I enjoy severe weather. I'm a weather enthusiast, so I just find it fun to track the weather. Again, nothing severe in southeastern Panhandle. In the southeastern Panhandle, coming into western Oklahoma. Nothing severe with that right now, so that's good news. think I can probably shut that Cannon, New Mexico radar down. I don't think I need that one anymore. So yeah, it looks like everything's starting to wind down. Just want to give it a couple more minutes on that storm out near Lubbock. Although it doesn't, like I said, it's a far cry from what it was earlier. It was a pretty good looking supercell out there. Here, maybe I can go back still. That's what it looked like earlier when it had the tornado warning near Earth. That was a couple of hours ago now. That's what it looked like earlier. Looked good. And then now that's what it looks like now. Far cry from what it looked like a county ago. Quarter inch of rain in the last 12 hours. A couple of days ago, you got almost 2 inches. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good. Like I said, we need to put a dent in the drought before June. Definitely need to put a dent in the drought before June. Summer gets really dry in Texas, especially out in the Panhandle. Like I said, nothing really crazy here. This isn't even severe anymore. It's dropped below severe limits. I think it's probably just going to turn more into a heavy rain situation here, and we do have flash flood warnings all over the place in the Panhandle right now, which we need the rain, just not that much at once. So if you do see water covering the road, turn around, don't drown. It's not worth your life to try to drive through it. Find another route. I'm sure there's somewhere where water's not covering the road. But yeah, they did just reissue a severe thunderstorm warning for the storm getting ready to come into Oklahoma. Actually, I might have been on an old radar frame. No, that's current. Just hasn't shown up yet on my Frederick radar.
A new considerable destructive thunderstorm warning has been issued.
See what the warning text is on this one real quick near Wellington. 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So mostly a wind event. It's kind of transitioning into a damaging wind event now. See what velocity looks like on it. It's really hard to... Well, that's Lubbock radar. Let's see. Where's Frederick radar? Velocity. It's hard to tell. That's also far away from the radar, but yeah, about 70-mile-an-hour winds. Probably getting ready to move into Wellington right now. Yeah, there's definitely some 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts in there. So, yeah. Again, it's much more of a damaging wind event than it is damaging wind event, heavy rain, and hail event than it is a tornado threat at this point. Our storm that we were watching with the tornado warning is looks nothing like it did earlier. Looks absolutely nothing like it did earlier, which is good news. Like I said, we need the wind, or we need the rain, and then we need the rain. We just don't need too much of it at once, and don't need the hail, don't need the tornadoes. But again, severe thunderstorm warning for Wheeler County and Collingsworth until 5:15. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. But I really think this stuff's going to continue to come down in strength. It's looks nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much done. Pretty much done on that one. You can see it's pretty much just in the blues now. It's pretty much done. Definitely not a supercell anymore. Definitely not a supercell anymore. Go back to Frederick real quick, and I'll check Vils on that storm real quick. 1 near Childress, a little bit stronger than the 1 near Wellington. Nothing crazy. Maybe some 1-inch hail in there. That one could get a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, I don't see anything that concerns me as far as a tornado threat goes. Mostly just hail and wind threat out here. Just hail and wind threat at this point. All hail and wind now. And hopefully it'll stay that way overnight. Hopefully it's going to stay that way overnight. But yeah, so it's pretty much it right now. Nothing but rain, wind, and hail. No more tornadoes right now. No, zero tornado warnings right now. That's the good news. But yeah. One last look at that storm. Here's those storms over here, and I'll look one more time at these storms here again. Yeah, still same thing, stretching out, get a little bit elongated, so really no tornado threat there anymore. And back here in Hereford, nothing really with that. That's 56 degrees over 55 dew point. So dry line's probably moving into Texas now, it looks like. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty much it right now. So I think that's going to probably wrap up my coverage here tonight. I appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, let me, leave a like on this video to let me know that you guys enjoy this content. And like I said, that helps kind of boost me in the algorithm. And, the more I do this and the more likes I get, hopefully I'll get a little bit, more people will come and see these live streams more and more, and hopefully I get to come on here and do some more storm tracking here. It looks like we're going to have a pretty active week across much of the United States, but unfortunately I do have to work during the week, so I probably won't have time to get on during the week. But if we have anything next weekend, provided it's not in Oklahoma, I'll probably be on live streaming again if we get some storms elsewhere in the country that aren't in Oklahoma. If it's in Oklahoma, I have to work. Yeah, that is pretty much it for these storms. Like I said, rain and hail mostly tonight. Make sure you do have a way. I mean, there's still severe thunderstorm watch out. I don't know what time it expires. It expires at the end of this hour. Yeah, expires at the end of this hour. Don't know if they're going to continue it or not. They do have a mesoscale discussion out, so just kind of depends on if they think the threat's going to continue or not. But again, it's mostly transitioned into a wind and heavy rain and hail. Right now, small hail event. Most of the hail is below severe limits. Occasionally, might get some storms that produce hail to severe limits, which is about 1 inch. So, just like I said, have a way to receive the latest watches and warnings tonight. Don't go to bed without a way to receive watches and warnings tonight. And yeah, like I said, if there's anything else that happens over this weekend, I'm going to try to jump on here. As long as it's elsewhere in the country and not here in Oklahoma. If it's, like I said, if it's in Oklahoma, I have to work. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. Again, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. whenever that is. Everybody have a great evening. Stay safe.